Good day and welcome. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you're having a great day. Happy Tuesday. Please get us started here and like if you can, share. If you have some friends that might be interested, and follow if you haven't followed. There you go. Much appreciated if you do any of that, or even if you just say hi or answer the poll or hang out and watch. Let's activate the poll. And we'll just make sure things work. And we'll press A like it says. And see what we need to do today. We'll just make sure. There we go. So it's a challenging question today. For the poll, as you can imagine. Gotta come up with good ones, you know. We'll see. I don't know which direction it'll go. I'm assuming the first one, but you never know. Thank you for liking whoever liked. It doesn't show me the first one ever for some reason. Good evening, everyone. February 15th, that means cheap chocolate day. Oh, we got stars coming down. Celestine, thank you for liking. Much appreciated. Unless that was the like that was earlier. Oh, it's two reactions. I don't know. This doesn't show the very first one, whoever it was. But thank you so much. He likes that there is stars coming down. She likes stars. So it's awesome, you know. Awesome. Unlocks, thank you for liking. Much appreciated. There we go. We are ready to rumble. Alright. Let's see what kind of mail we got today. In their little app. Didn't put my stuff away last time, so check how much room we had. Marina gave me something. She's obsessed with cooking. Her foodie friend, Marina. Get rid of the message. I didn't actually read it, but we got a new, hopefully not fake painting. Open. Oh, I can hear the stars coming down. There's no kidding. Amazing painting at gas range. I already got gas range. Marina, you clap at me all the time by it. Oh yeah, look at the stars, man. Oh, of course, now I look up, there's no stars. Oh, there's one. We got one. Can you believe it? We missed about 4. You just listen to that noise, and you look up real quick, and then bang. Bang, man. Oh, there's one. Okay. Ding. Oh, there's one. Nothing new here, eh? So it's water. Oh, I heard a star there. Although I don't have time to put away my watering can. For now, we're ready. There we go. Ellis, thank you for liking. Much appreciated. It's hard to get anything done when the stars are coming down, eh? Looking at the sky. Wondering. Okay, now that I'm not looking down or looking up, I have a thing in my hand. It should give me another. It's a white rose, so that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for reds. Nothing new there. Oh, we got food ready. Doing some cooking. Some cooking, man. Old school CDs is what you like? I had to kind of categorize. Because there's a difference between streaming and digitally purchasing. I do digitally purchase. I also have Amazon Music. But on my phone I have some digital purchases. All kinds except country, eh? I just pre-ordered the new Red Hot Chili Peppers album. With all the food, man. You used YouTube for your music? You know, I was looking for a song. I didn't know how to find it, but I did find it on YouTube, but I didn't find it on the music services that I could find. But there's a song called Mayan Television that was on in Television Lives. It's kind of a nerdy song, you know. It's about a guy who misses his Intellivision, which is an old video game system. That he used to own. And he it's like styled in like an 80s way. Old armor shoes. I need to find a song. If I need to find a song that I use often, it's Shamzan. Never heard of Shamzan. But yeah, I was looking up this song, and I was trying to figure out who the actual person who created it is. So I actually went on a Facebook group and asked, and somebody answered and told me. So I was like, but it doesn't help me find them. But I mean, it was interesting to find out who sang it. But anyway, that's my story. Not much of a story, but what can you say? You know, sometimes the stories are only so exciting. You know, I guess it was a happy ending. I found out who the singer was, but got stars, a couple of them. Couple of them. Fruit's not ready, but the veggies are. Oh, what's up with you? You're talking to me? Oh, we got a superhero pose. You know what the superhero pose should be? Is them sitting on their knee. Because superheroes always do that superhero drop from the sky and they land on one of their knees. And that can't be easy on your knee. I learned a flourish reaction. There you go. That was the most amazing thing there that my character has ever learned. I am super thrilled about it. Yet a gesture I'll probably never use. Anything new over here? I got money on me? I got money on me. Just dig a hole and drop 10,000 in it. More stars going by, eh? You hear them? Oh, now they're not dropping by. There's the snowballs. Jeez, eh? Finally. Gotta keep on top of this star shower, man. Where we can put this? Maybe right around here somewhere, eh? Oh, you get tires when you fish. Sometimes you get cans, and sometimes you get tires. Sometimes there's a garbage island you can wind up getting. So if you're lucky, that every catch is a garbage instead of fish, but you can get in your normal island too. Which event? It's just a regular fishing that can get it. I just caught them on my own island fishing. Probably we'll do one more round, eh? Yes. How big can I make it? I usually push it around until my guy can barely move it. I think this is as big as it gets, though. Again, remember me? I might remember you. Did we talk about anything exciting? Honestly, that's kind of a loaded question. Because there's enough people that come through. It's tough unless you're like super regular to remember. Or if your name is quite unique, like Celestine's name. You don't run into a lot of, holy crap, dudes. You don't run into a lot of Celestines. Yeah, like 5 in a row. Do I use tutorials? No. Well, sometimes I might look at a video or something of something, but like I looked up the flower breeding stuff a bit. To try it and see how big it can get. You know, and for the second one here, we want it to be a little bit under his chin because the head has to be smaller. Hey, why is that by the edge? Crap. Push that over by accident. Oh, what a shot. Hey, Victoria, how are you? You made an upside down one yesterday? Nice. Changing room. Hey, we got a changing room now. Sweet. Look at those stars, eh? I'm good, thank you. Our beach is going to be overtaken with stars tomorrow. Oh, it's not perfect. Okay, stop talking. I want to grab those stars. Oh, they're all gone. Dude talked too long. Nothing new, eh? Are you still alive? Was there was a weird ad when you came back? I'm still alive right now, yes. Sometimes there's ads though. I don't know, probably because I haven't thought about it, or it could be for some reason I always end up learning how to do things the hard way. Oh, okay. No, Kirk asked me if I remembered him, and then he didn't really elaborate after that. So, Kirk, you'll have to remind me when we last saw ya. Maybe that'll help. Might be a red one. Let's see. You don't know? Well, do you remember me? Plant that right there. No, I've never driven a bus. Not in any video games at all, to be honest. No, sir. Some people drive buses on games, but I've never actually... I can't think of a game where I've driven one. What are you thinking about? No, I don't want your dumb nightcap. A stake in identity. Well, you know, if you can't remember what I was playing, how am I supposed to remember what you're talking about? But anyway, welcome. You know, it's nice that you're here. Was that like on the game? Yeah, no, I'm talking about on games. Let's sell these pumpkins. How long ago are you figuring? I guess get rid of the gas range. I already got 2 of them. Hey, a LaBelle hat. We'll keep that. The song is what I have, I guess. He's got to run the numbers. I mean, I have played trucking games before, and some people have buses on those, but and I played A little bit of Forza. A little bit of, like, I'm just thinking of driving related ones. SnowRunner. I played a bunch of SnowRunner on Facebook before. Let me play you a song. This song is for Kirk. There you go. I hope you enjoyed your song, Kirk. That was the greatest song. It was a tribute. Still stars going by. See if we can find some more fossils, eh? In between our star interruptions. There's no fossils there. Oh, here's one. Probably a fossil. You know, it's too bad this game's not in 3D, eh? It'd be like, whoa. Did I mess up my camera? No. It's good when it doesn't mess up the camera. See if she has a recipe for me. There is quite a lot of shooting stars tonight. Yes, we'll have it. What is it? Notifying Northern Norwegians neglect Nazi Nicaraguans? What does that mean? How long? Since November. Mostly every day, but there's been a couple days where I've taken off to play Halo or whatever. You're trying to make fun of my accent. Did I say it right? Man, every star's going down today. Like Missile Command. Said it fine, wasn't that funny? Well, how about that? Man, I can't believe how many stars are out. Every 10 seconds. Oh, there's one. We got our flower garden here. It's the A for me. It'd be EH. You know?
Can I get you a beer, back bacon?
Where's the other one here?
clean this thing, eh?
Did you update? Yes, I did. Hey, Tom, how are you? Thank you for liking. Drag them.
Tease you real nice. If I didn't have puke breath, I'd kiss you.
What was the update? I don't know. It just said update, and then it said if you have any online services, you won't be able to use it or something. Hey, we got a new flower here. Forrest, thank you for liking. Much appreciated. Hey, there's a purple finally. I can see the purple. Boot time! Hey! Oh, they're orange. There we go. Plant that yellow there.
If Hose had his choice, he wouldn't be in your ear, he'd be in your nose doing some mining of mineral resources.
Booger nuggets.
That's from Bob and Doug McKenzie, eh? Booger nuggets. Where's the other one? Over here. Hey, over here. There it is.
Hey, over here!
Oh, get him booted out. Oh, good going.
Hey, over here for donuts!
Don't listen to him, eh? He's a hoser.
He's a hoser. What does a hoser mean? It's like a term people call each other. I guess it's not a nice term necessarily. I think they're talking about, like, if you're drunk, you're hosed. Let's see if there's an actual definition. A foolish or uncultivated person is what the dictionary says. And then there's the Wikipedia says it's a slang term originated in Canada that's used to reference or imitate Canadians. Used by certain groups of Canadians as comedic label. They gained popularity from Bob and Doug McKenzie, Rick Moranis, and Dave Thomas in the SCTV's Great White North segment. So the thing I just played you was that, actually. It was Bob and Doug McKenzie. The characters also use the verb to hose as a synonym for swindle. To swindle. So there you go. Like, don't listen to him. He's a hoser. Synonym. It's always a hard word for me to say. Go in the clothing shop for a second and just say hi to the lady. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. You like cinnamon? You watch the Red Green Show, eh? Well, there you go. Red green is pretty awesome. You know what they say though?
So remember, if women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy.
Oh. Keep your stick on the ice, that's right. Let's go down here. Get evaluated. There's lots of Canadian stuff I have. See if you guess who this Canadian is. Very famous one. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1.
Caffeine will kill you!
You can guess who that was. Caffeine will kill ya! Ryan Reynolds? Nope. Ryan Reynolds is a very famous Canadian, though. Jim Carrey is right. Yeah, that's Jim Carrey when he played the Joker. Or not the Joker, the Riddler, sorry. Here's another famous Canadian you could try to guess.
Trust me, whatever you're doing, it's working.
Oh,
it
wait.
is working.
Sorry, that guy's not Canadian. You can guess who it is, though, maybe. Here it is, right here. This is the Canadian I was thinking of.
Just be cool.
I think I bring new meaning to the word cool, honey.
He's very popular right now. I think I bring new meaning to the word cool, honey. But yeah, the first one, the trust me guy wasn't Canadian. The hard one, hold on, what are you Googling it? I tend to get them from obscure roles too, you know, like you think about a Riddler's not what Jim Carrey's known for. Oh, you're not? Okay, good. We'll have some coffee while you're waiting. Coffee is hot, hot, hot. Almost burned my tongue, but that's how I like it. Scorching. I'm not a big fan of hot drinks myself. Honest. Hot chocolate once in a while. But I kind of prefer, like, you know, if you go to Starbucks and get a hot chocolate, how it's not really hot. It's like warm, but it's not burning. You don't know that? Well, I'll tell you. The guy was in something called American Pie. Oh crap! I got the. So there's a hint. Although Mike Myers is he's pretty well known Canadian too. Do. Jason Bigums? I don't think he's Canadian. Think of other guys that are in that. Oh, we got the star. Other guys in that movie. And Here, I'll play it again for you.
Just be cool.
In fact,
I
this
think I bring
is
new meaning to the word cool, honey.
this exact soundbite is from one of the American Pie movies. You're gonna have to cheat. You won't say nothing. And you know what he's known for, this actor? Oh, I should have donated that painting while I was there. Oops. Oopsie. I wonder where Jason Bigums is from. Is that how you say his name? See where he's from. Or Jason Biggs, I guess, is his name. He is American. Let's see where he's born in America. New Jersey. He's New Jerseyan, Jason Biggs. Well, who knew? Your guess is as good as mine. Well, but I mean, most actors can literally be from anywhere, right? Don't need a desk or anything. Butter turner or whatever that thing is. Generator. So, anyway, you guys, if you're wondering who that actor is, he's the father in American Pie. Eugene Levy. And he was also on SCTV along with the Mackenzie brothers. Anticipation is overwhelming.
Take off, I'm gonna do the steamroller.
Take off, no way! Steamroller! I'm steamrolling you! Take off!
Steamroller!
Bye, Celestine. Thank you for coming by. His son's gotten very popular too, because they have that show Schitt's Creek, and it really took off. A lot of people really enjoyed that program. They said it got really good. I haven't actually seen much past the first. They love putting ads. Good. That's a good way. That's how you support me in a way. If you don't mind getting an ad once in a while, it helps out a little bit. But yeah, I don't know if you you ever want a TV program that a lot of people have really praised, it won a lot of awards, was Schitt's Creek. SCHITTS. It's about like this rich family that ends up going to this little tiny rinky-dink town, and having to adapt, kind of thing. Pretty funny. Put something away. What kind of ads are they giving you anyway? There we go. We get all the stars here. We'll give our painting to the dude. He's gonna love it. Gonna love it, man. Love it. Have you ever seen Schitt's Creek? Very funny. Have anyone done any? I've never ice fished in my life. So no, that would be a no for me. Has anyone ever done any ice fishing in their life? My answer is no. What's your answer for my poll today here? There's looks like there's a good spread here on the ways to obtain music. Amazing painting and the genuine article? Yes, it is. We got some artwork for them they're gonna like. Amazing painting. I'm gonna just note it down because I remember I gave it to him. Save. Napster. Well, if Napster is the answer, then you gotta click on stolen then. Nobody's chosen that yet. Then we'll be in the game here. It'll be tied for second. I haven't heard the word Napster for a while. I didn't even know it was around still, to be honest. See, I'm socially stereotyping you to be the classic Canadian cold weather dude. Man, if you ever found somebody that doesn't like cold, you found them right here, because, you know, I'm not a big fan of snow shoveling. I like hockey. I like watching hockey, and I don't mind playing it. I haven't played hockey for a while, though. But I mean, if I never had to shovel my walk again, I'd be pleased. Alright, we've done that. We've looked at our flowers. We should probably shake the trees. It's a good time right here. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Oh crap, I'm out of position. If I can get him still. Oh crap. Ah! If you're not standing centered on the tree, sometimes it's hard for you to catch those things. Darn it. The guy's eye is wounded now. You know, I forgot to get in position, and then of course that's that tree that gets me. Go from the middle, your guy will just turn towards it, nothing will be in the way, but since I was a little bit off to the right of the tree, it actually, instead of me swinging my net and hitting him, I shook the tree again. And that blew the window to get those wasps captured. You gotta shake the tree. Sometimes there's an old sewing machine in them. That's not a tree. That is a bush. He is as tall as the tree. Well, I mean, you know, my guy's like half the size of it. This one here is a small tree that's growing. And then in the game here, these are bushes right here. Can you imagine being able to pick a fruit tree though by shaking it? Wouldn't that be wonderful? Give it a little shake. I had a fruit tree in my yard before, and a bear was in my yard trying to grab some plums off of it. Not in this house that I live now, but an old one. But yeah, that was something. My dog was all excited, wanted to get out there and take on the bear, because my dog at the time was a Karelian bear dog. So they're bred to go after bears. You know what they'd do is they'd chase them, keep behind them. They're very fast. But yeah, they chase them and then they would keep behind them, and then of course the owner would, you know, shoot the bear while it's distracted. You can't call a plum tree a fruit tree? Well, I mean, isn't a plum a fruit? Anyway, the bear was hungry. You know that bugger, he left. That bear decided to take right off. And I had a 6-foot chain link fence in the back. That bear went right over that chain link fence like it wasn't there. Didn't slow it down at all. And did not damage that fence whatsoever. I thought that was interesting. You thought tomatoes were vegetables? Yeah, no, I heard that tomatoes are, I think they're considered a fruit. Technically. Peanuts are not nuts. I like peanuts. I like peanut butter. Peanut butter is pretty awesome. I'm not actually supposed to eat nuts, you know. But nuts are good too. Yeah, there's still stars coming down. You like it chunky? Chunky is good. The best kind of peanut butter, eh? Pistachios. Yeah, pistachios, pistachios. I want to say it one more time. I don't know if I could identify a pistachio by looking at it, but they are available in our stores here. Amber, thank you for liking. Much appreciated. Oops. The money drops out of the trees is why you shake them too. Uh-oh. Go catch that bugger. Catch that thing. Another one right after. I get lots of wasps in my yard because it's really hot here in the summer. So they like going all over my yard. You know, like, you know, you have one of those umbrellas or whatever for your patio furniture. And you always got to wipe out a wasp nest out of there. My shed, they like going in my shed. The reason I'm doing this little wish thing, it's like wishing on the star. Because tomorrow when I play, it should have a bunch of stars wash up on my beach. Oh crap, I can't believe I got that on time. Alright, we're done shaking the trees. I missed it because I climbed down the at the same time. These are fruit trees. You don't need to shake them. There we go. Then it talk to villagers. Then you get points. Got some space left. We'll pick these ones and the grains. This isn't technically dailies. The fruit comes every few days. The veggies come every few days, kind of deal. So I live in British Columbia though, so I mean, you know, there's that. British Columbia's not that bad for coldness. I mean, you know, it's kind of unpleasant. You know, like I had to go to Alberta around Christmas time this year, and it was so freaking cold, it was ridiculous. But you know, normally British Columbia is not that bad. Some parts of British Columbia can be bad, but where I live, it's not that bad. It's actually a desert here in the summer. Yeah, thank you for liking. So, you know what we get that's kind of worse is in British Columbia here, we get like pretty bad floods and pretty bad forest fires. A lot of times, so the air can be pretty smoky in the summer, you know. And then there's sometimes, like, my city has housed refugees from the fires and floods as well. So sometimes there's a lot of extra people running around because of, you know, it's not safe. You know, they got to put out the fires around their cities. And there, it hits pretty hard sometimes. Like, you know, there's one place I used to live at. The whole village burned down. Do I have room to... I'll have to clear a couple spots first. Alessandro, thank you for liking. Much appreciated. Yeah, in the summer we were getting hit pretty hard with the heat. I tell you, man, there's some days you don't want to go outside. Pretty crazy. Well, you're used to really hot weather too, because you said you were in Arizona. So when I was younger, I used to live in Upper Peninsula, Michigan. We went across the lake. I had poutine once. Honestly, pretty good. Nice. The yellow and green pumpkins I don't have any recipes for, so sell those. Might as well get rid of the sticks, so might as well get rid of those. Probably buy some medicine while we're here. I could make it too, but pretty cheap. $400. This will also solve flus, this medicine, and eye stings. Yeah, I don't have any extra Watering cans here. I should probably grab one. Was your poutine like a plain poutine, or did you have a loaded one? Thanks so much. You're upstate Indiana, pretty much. South Bend, go Notre Dame. Oh, okay. So just a regular one. Yeah, you can get some really deluxe ones, you know. Make some flour. This is a daily. Well, sort of daily. Whenever they're available. Every few dailies. There's another Canadian for you.
Hold the world ransom for $1 million.
Don't you think we should maybe ask for more than $1 million?
Too easy, come on. Alright, you want a harder one, do ya? Which one's this guy?
If you guys are really us, what number are we thinking of? 69, dudes!
One of them is Canadian. One of them's not. One of them is Canadian, that duo. Did you like that? He had one really bad movie too, where he was like I remember what he did, like some sort of matchmaker or something like that. John Wick, is he Canadian? I don't know. Yes, he's from Ontario. I think he's from Ontario. Might be Vancouver, but I don't think so. Ryan Reynolds is from Vancouver. Alexa, where was Keanu Reeves born? Oh, he was actually born in Beirut, but he was a Canadian though. I think he grew up in Ontario, so he does consider himself Canadian. I think maybe his folks are Canadian or something. I can't remember. Maybe one's from Beirut. I don't know. He's a saint. He's supposed to be pretty cool. Supposed to be a pretty cool dude. Very humble too. Here, I'll show you one that's I think you'll have real trouble with, probably. Gotta find it here, though.
Oh, it's cold! Just let everything go loose. Oh, I don't like it!
That's from an obscure movie, too. But this comedian is known for his laugh. There's a hint for you. He also is known for smoking pot. Although there's a couple Canadians known for that. Tommy Chong is Canadian too, you know. I watched a movie with this guy in it recently, actually. His mom is Chinese? Yeah, I think she is. For Tommy Chong. Or one of his parents is. Chong is a... Maybe it's his dad, I don't know. But yeah, this guy, that oh it's cold guy, that was from a movie. I think it got leaked. And it was something about North Korea. Anyway, he was hiding something in that particular scene. In somewhere special. And he was saying how cold it was. Did you like that movie? Hey Shane, thank you for liking. Oh, it's cold. Yeah, the movie I watched with that actor was the Green Hornet, which was actually a really fun movie. It was pretty decent, I thought. Did you know? Not MacFarlane. I think Seth MacFarlane is a isn't he like a maker of doll or like action figures or something? Or comic book or something? I can't remember. Seth is right though. Rogan, yeah, that's right. It's interesting. I watched an interview where he was talking about how one time Snoop Dogg was getting into smoke with him. And, you know, and Seth Rogen's pretty experienced. And he found that Snoop Dogg stuff was even pretty strong, you know? Or something like that. Can't remember. He was like kind of a brief interview in passing. He was doing a fundraiser or something for something. Here's another Canadian one.
I mean, you knew about this? You knew about this and you didn't tell me?
I was hoping I wouldn't have to.
It's the guy that said you knew about this. He's a pretty famous actor, but he's not really current these days because, you know, he has health problems. You went to the Up in Smoke tour, you didn't like it? It's just a big publicity stunt, $5 for a bottle of water? Oh, really? That's historical, though. I mean, you know, how many people can say they went on that? Or water. Speaking of bottles of water, I'm just gonna reach forward and grab it here. Put my keyboard down. You know, if you watch them talking about Up in Smoke, there's a guy called Nardwar interviewing Tommy Chong, and Nardwuar is this really interesting interviewer. He really digs deep to get some of his questions, but he interviews all sorts of people, and a lot of them don't. Earlier stuff, a lot of them don't know his shtick. And then they start getting mad at him and stuff, right? But basically, he was interviewing Tommy Chong, and they're talking about how Up in Smoke. I think it was in this Nardwuar interview. It might have been something I watched right after seeing the interview. But anyway, they're talking about how Up in Smoke was just kind of, the movie was basically something that, you know, they could do, but they had a really limited budget. And so they just mostly put a bunch of their skits from their other show together, and you know, kind of adapted as best they can for this really limited budget. But it was something that was not really ever done before that, you know, like it was pretty unique, and people loved it back in the day, you know. Because before that, movies, you know, didn't really do the stuff that they did. But Still Smoking, I thought it was Up in Smoke, but you could be right. It was one of the earlier ones anyway. I think Still Smoking was a sequel though, because that's why they say Still Smoking. So, but I could be wrong. It's like the movie where they kind of start, they're in a car, and he stops because he thinks that Tommy Chong is a woman, and then he stops, and then it turns out to be Tommy Chong, and then then they start smoking up in the car, and then they're like parked on the road, and then a cop comes and stuff like that. Nice Dreams, Up in Smoke, and then Still Smoking. Oh, okay. But yeah, he was talking about one of their shows. It was like really limited budget, and it was kind of groundbreaking at the time. You keep on knocking, but you can't come in. Yeah. But yeah, they're different. They're different than your typical movies at that time, because it was something that they didn't really do at that time, I guess. There were some messed up movies back then, though, if you think about it. It pushed standard conventions anyway. I think I got to go get more fruit or vegetables, I mean. It definitely inspired a lot of people afterwards anyway. Although if you ever get a chance on YouTube, check out Nardwuar. There's some pretty good interviews, especially, you know, like if some of the ones you might like, you know, like he interviewed Henry Rollins, and Henry Rollins was ready to punch him out because he didn't get the joke of what Nardwuar was doing, and he was getting annoyed with Nardwuar's interview. There's later Henry Rollins interviews with Nardwuar where he kind of already knew what was going on, but the earlier one is kind of funny. He interviewed Nirvana. Oh, you're familiar with Nardwuar, eh? Yeah, he interviewed Nirvana. That was a good one. But for anybody who's not familiar with him, check him out. Pretty interesting. He's from Vancouver, Nardwuar. And he always does doop doop de loop. interviews politicians and stuff like that. Although he hasn't got Trudeau the last couple of elections, but he did do Trudeau before. Do dresses like that, I wouldn't be surprised. But he's not your typical interviewer, that's for sure, is he? I watched a really good interview with him and interviewing Joan Jett, I think it was. And that was a really interesting one. I've seen him interview Marilyn Manson too. But it's funny because he does catch a lot of the interviewer's person say, you know, how did you even know that, you know? You know, because he doesn't throw that typical question at them, I guess. And there's still stars flying by. Can you hear them? That little ding. Here we are making tomato curry. Our pockets are full of tomato curry. You like Joan Jett? Don't really need an old sewing machine or an air circulator particularly much. So clear them out so I can have the space back. Can't remember if I bought or ate the medicine that I bought. I must have, eh? Yeah, there's some good ones that he does though. There's some really good interviews. They're fun. I guess Jagmeet Singh, he's one of the politicians, one of the parties here in Canada. He interviewed him a couple times too. I guess Jagmeet's home riding isn't too far from where Nardwar actually is based out of. They probably been familiar with each other for a while. Got tomato curry. Tomato curry crazy here. Notice I never used the stove on the left. Like, who wants to use the stove on the left, right? You can use the one by the cool lamp. There we go. We better make some of this. Gnocchi. Gnocchi batati. Patati. Oh, roll. You can roll D. Right, I didn't do it. Maybe you gotta do it lowercase or something, eh? Got the whole dice set though, it looks like. We're making the digital food today. Hey, did you see that Ivan Reitman died? The Ghostbusters, director, Animal House. Oh no, I meant like exclamation roll. And then you type the D in lowercase too, like the R and the D. Not as capital letters. Maybe that'll work, I don't know. Maybe the bot's peculiar about that sort of thing. Yeah, Ghostbusters, that was a classic movie. I haven't seen the new one yet. I think that was his son that directed it or something. Ghostbusters Afterlife. Get all this yummy food here. Like kind of, that one doesn't look that appetizing. But I had a pretty good dinner tonight though. I grabbed some from White Spot. I don't know if you have White Spot in your area. The BC chain, I believe. So it's from my area. I don't know how far it stretches. But I had this burger with pineapple on it. It was like a chicken burger, had pineapple and some sort of sauce. Lettuce and tomato. It was decent, man. I don't know if you like pineapple on your burger, but made a good flavor combo. If you've ever heard of White Spot, I have no idea. They're all about sustainable fishing too. So, I mean, that's a positive thing. So, like, they label on their menu that they get their fish from, like when you have fish, from sustainable sources. So, like, you know, like, the companies that do their fishing in the ocean that, you know, follow all the sustainable practices or something like that. They don't, you know, has to have that ocean-wise label, I guess. Yeah, the ocean-wise label. I actually took a little seminar with somebody that wrote a book about that. Ocean-wise stuff. Pretty interesting. You know, if you're a farm, fishing salmon farm or something like that, pretty tough to get the sustainable, the ocean-wise labeling. Go for garden number 2. Potatoes. Pumpkins. You know, what type of sports do you guys watch in Canada? Can't always be hockey or curling. Slide things across the ice, the bobsleigh. Maybe, I don't know. Hockey is very popular for sure. Did you know what Canada's official second sport? They have 2 official sports in Canada. So hockey's one of them. And there's another official sport. And it's not curling. It's actually lacrosse. I'm pretty sure it is anyway. You can ask Alexa. Alexa, what is Canada's second official sport? Yeah, it is lacrosse. I was right. I don't know. I don't know if lacrosse is connected with Native Americans or not, actually. I've only played it in gym class when I was in like high school way back in the day. Some people really love it though. Tons of water our plants, eh? But yeah, you gotta, I remember you gotta turn when you're catching. You gotta catch it and turn, because if otherwise it'll just bounce out of your stick. Lacrosse is like hockey and football, with football and the ball in the air with nets. I guess that's a pretty good description of it. They also have Canadian Football League here, a Canadian Football League, CFL, here in Canada. And you know, interestingly enough, you know, it's a little different rules, but interestingly enough, The Rock played in the CFL briefly, but he did play. I think it was for the Calgary Stampeders, if I remember right. But he did play briefly in Canada. Not very long. He went on to go into be a wrestler after that. I wonder if Alexa knows that one. Alexa, what CFL team did The Rock play for? It was 95 for the Calgary Stampeders, and he was a defensive tackle, according to what the AI thing was saying there. And of course, a lot of Canadians do like watching the NFL as well. Although we got no NFL team. And Blue Jays baseball is very, very, very popular in Canada. I went to a Blue Jays game in Seattle, actually. In Seattle Mariners, me and my mom, she's a big baseball fan when she was alive. We went to Seattle to watch some games, and you know, I bet you half that crowd, or if not more than half that crowd, is wearing blue. You know, it was not it didn't look like a home game for the Mariners, because, you know, a lot of Canadians go up from Vancouver and British Columbia in general to watch the game, you know, because there's Blue Jays fans throughout Canada, right? What does the Canadian argument look like? Maybe he doesn't last long in the exchange maple syrup. Maybe. There's one, you know, at that game, in fact, there was an argument I witnessed. There's two guys arguing about who's the bigger Blue Jays fan. Like, seriously, they were like, you know, you're not even a real Blue Jays fan, the one guy said. You know, your Blue Jays shirt is from Walmart. You know, I'm wearing an actual Blue Jays jersey kind of thing, right? So that guy was arguing with him about that. He said to his friend after he knew it was a Walmart one because he has that one too. But anyway, they were arguing about that, and then I guess later on they ran into each other and they bought each other a beer, and then they were okay with each other. Do we have Blue Jays? I would assume there's Blue Jays somewhere. I've never seen one, but you'd think they'd name it after something that's in the area, right? Generally. I guess that's not always the case, but I'm not from Eastern Canada though, so I don't really know what kind of birds they have over there. Dylan, thank you for liking. Much appreciated. Yeah, and then the other team that is, you know, popular. These look like they're watered already. I must have watered them. Another team that's popular, of course, is the Raptors, but I wouldn't say Canadians are as much into basketball as other sports. Like, they like baseball a lot and they like hockey a lot. And lots of people do like curling. There's a few golfers too, like a couple famous golfers that have tried to give her in the majors. Baseball is your bread and butter. Did you ever watch the Blue Jays play in person? Because I have. I'm not as much into baseball, but my mom really was, and she wanted to watch her favorite team play. So she came up. She lived in Alberta. She came up and stopped over my place, and then we drove into Seattle and went to some games. Bought like pretty nice seats. One of them was right behind the diamonds. You know, so you're right behind the batter. One day was kind of, I mean, I guess you're kind of right behind the players bench. You know, along third base or whatever. And another one was kind of more, a little bit halfway between the two. But it was pretty cool being right behind the diamonds though. Because you could see really well there. The dugout, yes, the bullpen. That's right. So it wasn't that far back. The farthest back was really like third base, I guess. And all lower seats. Because my mom wanted to make it good. Because she didn't know she'd ever, you know, go see any more live baseball in her life. And she didn't actually. That was the only time she's ever, had ever watched, the baseball live. Look, there's 69. What's my mom's name? Margaret? Unfortunately, she died around just after Christmas. Oh, I could have made sugar and that would have freed up some space. All right, we'll go over and make sugar because that leaves 5 per thing and that'll free up some space. Well, Linda. Oops. Let's go to sugar first. I made some sugar. See, when you make sugar, it uses up 5 each. So it's only like 2 sugars and that opens up a spot. I don't know if the coconuts are ready. I should actually check that. Oh, no coconuts. On the NES emulator, what game do I like on the original NES? I think my choice, what I would play there, was Dr. Mario, to be honest. I really like that game. Pretty sure that was on the original NES. Or some Mario game I would play if yeah, throw in the pills. Is that one NES? There's that SNES. Oh, over here. I got the little Nintendo Mini. I was playing like Dr. Mario in there. Got the Nintendo Mini and both of them, like the NES and the SNES. Conquest of the Crystal Palace. Look it up, good game. I never even heard that one. One of my friends had Zelda on the NES. And then he had played through it like 3 or 4 times, and he was like really into that game. And then his brother deleted the save just to be mean. Gotta be hilarious. I never really played that game, so I don't know how brutal that really is or not. But his brother seemed kind of upset. $9,000 bells, man. We're rocking it. We're getting all the bells. Kind of nice the fruit are on a separate day though, because a lot of work when you gotta do all the fruit at the same time. Well, it's not a lot of work, but you know what I mean. Pushing a button, really. This carrot meal looks pretty good. Not a huge carrot person, though. I like carrot cake. Maybe like a brand new baby carrot from the garden once in a while. Because that's like super fresh, you know? Snickerdoodle cookies? I don't know if I've had a snickerdoodle cookie. You ever go to Tim Hortons there? Here's another actor one that I didn't play. Well, I don't know if you...
Hey, everybody. Don't panic. I mean, I'm only crushing your head.
I don't know if you've ever heard that before, but that was a pretty funny Canadian show. Dave Foley is in it. I don't think that's Dave Foley saying that, but Dave Foley's in that group. And he was on like news radio or something like that. He's probably the most successful out of that group coming in as a comedy troupe. He's probably the most successful out of that group. It was pretty funny. They did a reunion show of these guys not too long ago. There's a movie too that they've done. Only crushing your head. Oh crap! Out of space. Go in here. David, thank you for liking. Much appreciated. Alright, well, crush your head. Crush, crush, crush. I think David's familiar with that particular clip. A lot of people don't recognize that, you know. Oops. Turn that light back on, eh? Their star went by, eh? Like 2 more of these. Are you familiar with Kids in the Hall, Brandon? If you're not, you should look them up sometime. You know, people know Letterkenny, people know the Trailer Park Boys. Less people these days know Kids in the Hall. But they're definitely good. Because it's older, right? So a lot of people don't know it. Only crashing yard. Oh, you never did guess this one here.
I mean, you knew about this? You knew about this and you didn't tell me?
Which
I was
actor
hoping I
that
wouldn't
was?
have to.
You're watching Trailer Park Boys right now. You like Julian? Nice. So that sound effect I just played, there's a famous actor who's most known for Marty McFly. But he was also in Family Ties and other shows. And Marty McFly is his most famous role. Yeah, Michael J. Fox. They're talking about remaking that Back to the Future. I don't know if it could, you know, there's certain movies that I think are less likely to have that magicalness, you know, if they remake it. You know, if they went back to the future from today, it'd be like 1990s or something like that, wouldn't it? Or something like that. You know, it would be definitely... Michael J. Fox as Zorro. But yeah, you know, as far as it goes, they're talking about remaking Princess Bride too. I don't know about that. I don't know. I think even the actor that was the main guy in Princess Bride doesn't even like that idea particularly much. He used to watch Kids in the Hall back when I was in high school. Nice. Did you see the reunion show, David? I heard they did a reunion show, but I never saw it. Making the pumpkin bagels now because those make the bells. Fifth ad. What are they trying to sell you? What's on the market today for Facebook selling to Brandon? And that's awesome, man. I've almost made 20 cents today off of you. I don't know if it's just you. You don't make a lot for ads, but if I got like a huge audience, you don't know, you don't pay. Well, geez, they're trying to sell to the wrong guy, then I guess, eh? I'm just curious what they're trying to sell. You know, a lot of times if I'm floating around Facebook, I get our ads. I want to sell They're trying to sell you this game, eh? You must be the target demographic. They're like, we want to sell this dude something. They're like, yeah, show him an ad. They didn't, maybe they won't show you none anymore. Who knows? It's just like random too. It doesn't show a lot of ads usually. Gotta move that back up a bit. You're the target. They got the wrong guy picked, do they? No, it's just a matter of time. Facebook knows, man. They can figure out what you like. They'll get you with something eventually. Be like, here you go. Then ads to people that have money. That probably helps to sell stuff. Maybe they'll give you ads on how to make money. One time I bought from an infomercial. Never bought from an infomercial, just this one time. I bought speed reading course from an infomercial, and they sent me this thing, and mostly it was just like, what you gotta do is you run your finger along the writing. You read it, you don't stop, you don't pause, they tell you just keep reading no matter what, and then read it backwards on the second line like that, and then keep going down. That was the basic gist of their course. So now you know. It does help technically. I mean, you can read a little faster doing that. And maybe if you practiced that way of doing it for a long time, maybe it might help. But you know, they claim that you can read any books, like textbooks and everything like that, but I don't think that helps you remember a textbook. But you actually can read it technically backwards like that, you know, if you're reading like that down the page, and since you're following your finger, that helps set the pace. They thought you're learning impaired, come to find out you're just dyslexic. Oh, okay. Well, there you go, eh? It's good to know that. I don't know. I was watching it late at night, and I figured it was a good idea to spend my extra dough at the time. I still have that speed reading course. It's on cassette. I think I still have it. I don't know. Probably somewhere, right? You know, if I wanted to review it, I don't think I'd even be able to play it because I don't have a cassette player anywhere. That was I was watching this one thing that was talking about, you know, technology, how it's possible, you know, how like we can read stuff from the Egyptians or whatever, you know, still. You know, like you could read the stuff they carved onto the rocks and stuff like that. That's what they're saying is a problem with modern technology. Is if something happened, and say 1,000 years down the line, you know, a new civilization found our stuff, a lot of our stuff wouldn't be readable. Because it seems to all depend on specific technologies, essentially, right? And a lot of it's time, like, you know, a lot of it a lot of the technologies won't last as long as like the writing on stone and stuff like that. You can copy that and we could pirate those tapes and sell them. You could, but maybe the techniques, or maybe they got better techniques now, who knows. Yeah, you know, for example, even stuff that we have from 20 years ago, you know, like, do you have a way to, you know, with a card reader, or, you know, I had laser discs, you know, like, they look like giant records. I had laser discs. My brother bought that back in the day. It was, movies on laser discs. You put these giant things in, you put it into the player. And when the movie was half done, and he had Up in Smoke, was one of the movies actually. Then you put the case back in, then you flip it and put it back in for the second half of the movie. No, this was before Betamax. I'm talking, it's called actually Laserdisc. And there's Laserdisc later too. But this was like one of the first rounds of Laserdisc. It was like movies like The Blue Lagoon, Up in Smoke, North Dallas 40, stuff like that, you know. Stir Crazy with Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor. So the movies I'm naming will tell you what was kind of current at the time. But anyway, yeah, there's no way to read them. I got, you know, I actually got the discs. I was gonna sell them at sometime when I got a chance, but I don't have the player. Betamax, my brother had that too back in the day. The betas. Can't read those either. Oh, we're on a... There we go. I was wondering why I couldn't see my pancakes. I think it's called North Dallas 40. It was like a, you know, Dallas Cowboys kind of movie. There's just like a variety of ones that were popular at the time, I think. Some of those Laserdisc movies are on eBay. They're really expensive. Some are really cheap. But anyway, yeah, with this whole thing, you know, like, so, you know, say technology got wiped out, you know, or not wiped out, but say there was a war, you know, 1,000 years from now, most of these things would degrade, you know. So, you know, like a CD doesn't last 1,000 years. Cassette doesn't last 1,000 years. Stuff like that, right? So, and then we're really moving into a digital age now. So, you know, all this stuff that's on hard drives at Microsoft or at Amazon or wherever they have them, you know, in the event of a problem with civilization, you wouldn't see, all that stuff would be gone, right? So there would be essentially a big period of time with actually no media on it. Maple syrup is starting tapping those hard maples here. But yeah, as far as it goes, you know, like, you know, you watch even the stuff that they did for communicating on those space probes they sent out many years ago. You know, there's somewhere they engraved some stuff, some information and greetings on there, and somewhere they included a record and stuff like that. You know, if some alien civilization ever found it, there's like, you know, pretty low odds they'd ever understand what the heck they're trying to say. But because a lot of it is kind of human centric, of course, you know. But it'd be even worse for like a civilization like 1,000 years in the future if they discovered us They wouldn't know how to read any of the stuff if they even didn't degrade by then. But they'd still be able to read that stone stuff, you know, from hieroglyphics back in the earlier civilization, you know. I always found that kind of interesting anyway. Man, I can cook a lot with this gas range, eh? The pancakes. What? See, me and Maverick, we're talking about a statue that was, you know, I don't know, 1,000 years old. I don't know how old is that statue of David. That's still hanging around. But darned if Maverick would know how to play, you know, a record, or not a record, a cassette drive on a Commodore 64 or something. Maverick, thank you for liking and sharing. Have you ever used a cassette, Maverick? I mean, if you don't want to go into like stuff like Discord, I think you can send a message to me. I can't, as a page, I can't initiate a message, but I think people can send me messages. Like, you know, they can message me essentially. So, and if you, I'm surprised you didn't pick Steal It there, Maverick. I thought you loved stealing music and stuff. Well, I guess you love stealing movies. But yeah, you can message a page and then I would see it. And if you don't mind, you know, if you're not going into the Discord, I can always post it into the picture section of Discord. So, you know, other people could see it if they are interested that are in Discord, like Maverick. Yeah, Maverick, Discord's not for everybody. We actually talked about Discord before, and you know, it's not his thing, right? So I still run off DOS. I don't know what Discord is. Well, I mean, technically, it's just another application, but another program that wants to start when your computer starts, though, if you're on a computer. I find that kind of a pain. I should actually turn that off so it doesn't automatically start. For me. Maverick, you don't even know what DOS is. Come on. House of Hydra, thank you for inviting your viewers. Much appreciated. Last pancake. And I am out of the flour. Good sugar, though. Man, they gotta make a recipe where you can just use sugar, I guess. You know DOS? Oh, really? Well, there you go. Do you know cassettes? Have you ever used a cassette? You should vote stolen. Why I put that option there is because I was thinking of you and how you always steal movies. Or we'll sell these, man. Sell the sugar too, man. Firedevil, thank you for liking. Much appreciated. Good afternoon. Sold. I hear Firedevil likes eating cheese. You can't. Yeah, but it's how you like to get your music, not what you're doing the moment you happen to be thinking about it. The way you said, have you ever used cassette, RCA, floppy disk, old S-Stars? Why, good afternoon. Why not? Good afternoon for Maverick. Oh, wrong spot. Do you ever use floppy disks, Maverick? Does anyone still use Quicken? I haven't used it in a long time, but I got actually fairly complicated taxes. So I have an accountant, I see. How was the day? It was alright. I wasn't feeling great though. I actually stayed home from work. You know, I saw your stream in the morning. And then I went to bed right after, pretty much. Feeling better now though, but yeah, it was really not great earlier. I saw floppy disks aren't that floppy. The big old ones were floppier. No, I work from home. No, I don't. But you know, I happened to, you know, see Firedevil before I was gonna leave. Oh crap! I don't want to dig there. I saw a meme that was kind of funny. I don't know, the other day. And it was like the guy was talking to somebody, his kid or something, and then he was like, had a floppy disk, and the kid said to him, "Oh, you 3D printed the save icon." I thought that was kind of funny. I only got one of them. Oh, I didn't know Audie was there. What's so funny? Does anybody remember Math Munchers? I remember Math Blaster. Hey, Chris, how are you? You got another stir payment? Did you contact them to let them know you can't use that? There's like a meteor shower. You're supposed to look up and press A whenever you see them. But you can't have a tool in your hand when you do it. And then what happens is the next day, you should get a bunch of stars washing up on your beach. You remember your math teacher? I don't know if I got a new one since then. I didn't look at my email recently. But I didn't see one for a while anyway. Math Blasters was fun. Do you know who who made that though? Who made not made that directly, but who owned that company? You know the Dragon's Den or whatever, that Kevin O'Leary? He's the one that was involved early on that company that made Math Blaster and all those games like that. And then he sold it to Mattel basically when it was like fading out. And then that's when the company went bankrupt. Like not Mattel, but the company that made Math Blaster and stuff. So he kind of drove them down and got out at the right time. But Kevin O'Leary actually he was trying to be the conservative leader of the federal conservatives in our country. When I was in elementary school, we had typing class on the typewriter. Nice. Got one. There's a weed. Holy crap, there's lots of stars, eh? You love looking at Encarta when you were a kid? I think I remember Encarta. I don't remember it very well, though. Is that like a word processor or something? Look, he's giving me an old firefighter uniform. Just what he doesn't use it very often, I guess. Oh, it's an encyclopedia. That's right. I remember it's something to do with words, I guess. I remember having a program called GEOS, which was which was a kind of it would be a competitor to Microsoft Office, I guess, on the Commodore 64. I adore my 64, my Commodore 64. I write with it, I type with it, I telecommunicate with it. I got the words wrong. Are you a genius? You loved eating when you were a kid? Well, that's not surprising. You love eating right now, don't you? Mavis Beacon. Typing was taught. I remember Mavis Beacon. Remember that? You had homework. You had to look in an encyclopedia. No Google. Yeah, no doubt. you know, the internet has probably actually, in some ways, made it easier for kids these days, and then some ways harder. Because the expectation's actually quite a bit higher on the assignments and stuff like that, but they have access to a lot more information, I think. You hate homework. You hated carrying textbooks. I remember one time in university, I was, you know, laying down on my dorm room bed, reading a psychology textbook. Pretty big. And I fell asleep while I was reading it. And I dropped my psychology textbook, and it landed on my scientific calculator and busted it. It shattered the scientific solar-powered calculator. That's a heavy drop onto it. Man, there's stars like non-stop here. I can't even wish upon them because I was shaking a tree there. Your TI, I think it was a TI-83. Kids don't know what you're talking about. They have it on their phone. That's right. I still have a scientific calculator though. You know, it's kind of nice to. I don't use the scientific functions. I can't remember how, but I do still have it. Not that one, but one I bought like $100 or whatever at the time. Did I do this one? Yeah, I did. Am I a nerd? I don't know, maybe. You know, being a nerd's cool now, right? Did you ever see the movie called Revenge of the Nerds? That movie's like, I don't think that movie would be able to be made today, actually. But, that was a movie where the nerds were moving in and then the jocks were all like mean to them or something, and then they were having a battle with the jocks or something. They did stuff like, you know, there's so many things like they were probably illegal. Oh, we don't want to go to ABD yet. You can copy homework for them. Go to Nook Shopping just in case there's something good in there. Magazine, mountain bike, Nintendo. I don't think I have this one. Revenge of the Nerds is not a anime, no. It's like... Actually, you know what? The leader of Revenge of the Nerds. Now, this probably won't mean anything to Maverick, but the guy who's the leader of the jocks in Revenge of the Nerds was Jefferson, the neighbor, in Married with Children, the Bundy's neighbor. So if you remember Jefferson, the blonde guy, he was the leader in Revenge of the Nerds. Actually, we'll sign off for now, and then we'll go to Harv's Island. And they just dropped the DLC not too long ago. I don't know if they have plans for additional DLC though. I didn't hear anything. Although there was talk of an update. Have you seen Revenge of the Nerds, Fire Devil? I kind of saw a preview of it the other day, because, or sort of a preview, because Legal Eagle, I watched Legal Eagle sometimes, he was talking about the crimes that they commit in Revenge of the Nerds. I don't know, it was a long time ago though. I'd ask Alexa, but she doesn't know most of the time. For that kind of stuff. Maybe she might know. Alexa, what year was Revenge of the Nerds? Yeah, it's not saying the right date. That's too new. There must have been a re-release or something. Is it a classic? It's an old movie. I'm talking about, like, you know, earlier Police Academy kind of times. And you've probably never heard of Police Academy either. I have Siri, but I don't have an Apple device right near me. Alexa's nearby. No! What are you? Imitating Darth Vader when he discovered that he killed Padme? Amazon is Alexa. Quaint. I have quaint painting already, so don't need that one. So that's Amazon's. They have Cortana on Windows, Siri on Apple, and Hey Google on Google. On, like, you know, devices that are Android. Zelda and Link, same story as Luke and Leia, but Leia and Link didn't make out, or Zelda and Link didn't make out. Serene painting. I think I actually have that one too. Yeah, I do. Bixby from Samsung. Yeah, but I don't think that's a major player, that one. Alexa, do you know Bixby? No, she knows who Bixby is. It's an update from S-Voice. So you can get a Samsung refrigerator with Bixby in it too. You're getting bored doing all the hard drugs? Ask her if she knows Kimmy. Alexa, do you know Kimmy? Because the name Kimmy is from the name Kimberly. But that's a movie, though, isn't it? Or a TV show or something? So it's not like it's a real virtual assistant. You like to try. Don't do drugs, okay? Okay, don't do drugs. Drugs are bad, okay? You might get in trouble in your country if you do that, though, Maverick. You better look up the rules. Don't want to get you thrown in jail for life, you know. There we go. Get that out of my hair, man. Ooh. I had a nice burger today. I should have took a picture of it, but, you know, I didn't. It was like a pineapple chicken burger. And I had like a Caesar salad with it. It was quite delicious. From White Spot, it's called. Why didn't I take a picture of it? Because I don't take pictures of my food nonstop like you do. Dustin earlier, by the way, thank you for liking. I can't remember if I thanked you. Ask Brandon how often he takes pictures of his food. And maybe we'll check out the firefighter uniform first. Or we sell it. Maybe it's cool. I should take a picture of it. You know, the thing is I got it from like takeout. And when they're from takeout, they don't make as good pictures. You know? Bother wasting film on it, you know, kind of deal. Even though it's digital. Even though it's digital, you're not really wasting film. It feels like a waste. There we go. I look like a firefighter now. Pretty cool, huh? Maybe I will keep that one. Dine in. I went out for brunch the other day. There. Had some... What did I have? It was, Eggs Benny. Eggs Benny I had in a restaurant the other day. Went for brunch with my nephew there. Why do I take out? Why not? Easier. Just get it brought to your house. Valentine's Day, but it's 15th today. So we're past Valentine's Day. Today's cheap chocolate day. Oh, this is boring. I did go out because my battery on my car died and I charged it up and then I had to go get it checked out to see if there's a problem with the battery. And there was, and they replaced it. These new recipes. Gold armor shoes. I can make it just with gold nuggets. Wasp nest, I can make the floor. Bottle crates and wood. Bottle crates. Wow, 99,000 bells. You can make a pile of cash. Kind of cool. I can make a flying saucer. 15 star fragments and 10 iron nuggets. Bamboo wall. How many star fragments I have? House is boring, dining is cool. Well, I mean, there's times where it's where it's nice to go out, but a white cosmos and a thing to make that one, I guess. There's a few gold things I can make. A regular piggy bank for that one. Dharma. Crap. Wrong button. Need to make a regular wristwatch for that. Need a bathtub. This one made out of turnips. I gotta wake up Sunday morning to get that. We made that. $99,000 bells. I need like 200,000 more to make that. You thought you went deaf, didn't hear anything? Oh, really? Got her corrected though. Maverick was asking you how often you take pictures of your food. You didn't ask it out loud though. Trying to fix your generator. Oh, okay. I gotta go get a white Cosmo. But you can't take, well, you could technically take pictures of it when it comes out, but not as many people would want to see it at that point. What kind of flower do we got here? Oh, what is it? Oh, there goes that shovel. Another one on me? Don't even. So I get back in here. Now I'm the weird one. So we're gonna get an outdoorsy. That's actually kind of funny. Story about my brother. One of my brothers. One time we had some relatives visiting, and they, for fun, grabbed their digital camera and took pictures of all sorts of things, right? The toilet, whatever, you know. Nothing nasty, just random pictures. And at the time, my brother didn't realize that, you know, because it was brand new technology pretty much, the digital cards. Didn't realize that you could just delete the picture from the digital cards, you know. And then he was like, "Oh man, they wasted all my film," kind of thing, you know, because I'll have to go buy another digital card. So he actually thought that's what you had to do. No, we're like, no, don't worry about it. You know, you just delete the pictures. Oh, okay. Man, he is old. Been a while since they're fairly new, eh? Or it's fairly new to him. Time anyway. But you know, he was used to the film technology, you know, where you got to buy a new film every time, you know. But I need I'll keep the honeycomb flooring, I guess. Disposable cameras, 1 hour photo. Yeah. I remember those. You can still get disposable cameras, actually. You know, like those instant ones or whatever. Polaroids. I need a white one here. Oh, there's actually practical use for these things, but whatever. I bet you that there's lots of little technologies and stuff like that that are just little things that are totally so gone now. So you don't see Polaroids very often, though. When your mom makes brownies, you love licking the spoon, and she gets mad because she hasn't started making them. There you go, eh? I had a brownie the other day. It was really good. It was a white chocolate brownie, it was called. Nothing funny in it, just a regular brownie, but Shut your Canadian mouth. I don't know. I think that's what it was called. So, I guess there must be something. Alright, we gotta get money too so I can make that. That other one. Go at the top. This one made out of, oh, with Aquarius. Where'd that flower one go? Oh, there it is. The other thing I need is money. 99,000. So I need 200,000 bucks. Something like that. Hershey's Hershey's cookies and cream. Those are good chocolate bars. I like getting a Reese's Pieces. You know, like if I go to the movie or something. Alright, let's get 150,000, I guess. Funny, it makes you break the money out. So I got 3 bags now. Good. We'll make them pile of money. Kind of curious. Make a pile of money. How much does it actually sell for? Do that experiment just to see what they offer. I wonder what the mods look like on it too. Well, it's gray or yellow. I think it looks better as gray anyway. Oh, it needs 30 mod kits changed. Quite a bit. Quite a bit. What's my heritage? Like me, I come from Spain and Germany and Europe. I think there's some Polish, some German. Like my mom was directly from Germany. And some Polish and some, I don't know, American as well, I guess. There's a little bit of American in there. Down the line, I guess. The Polish is down the line too, quite a bit. I'm gonna see how much this is to cost. I would see what they offer. No, it's $300,000 to make a pile of money. So what do you think the offer is? How much is these guys gonna offer for a pile of money that costs $300,000 to make? This is the question. We will now find out. Pile of cash. I'm gonna offer it and that's it. See what this is worth. So you can get $150,000 bells in exchange for something that costs $300,000 to make. There you go. I guess that's one way. If you got a lot of cash, how to do something with it, I guess. Who knew? 3, 1 to hold in the bulb, and the other 2 to turn him around. Oh, there you go. How many computer technicians does it take to change a light bulb? None. It's not a hardware issue. Oh, is that right? I don't know the joke. Alexa tells a joke like that about Microsoft, actually. I think. That's a knee slapper. I made up a joke, one time there at the beginning of the pandemic here. It was, why did the chicken cross the road? It was to practice safe distancing. Ba-dum-bum. I just kind of thought of it, because they were doing all that 6 feet stuff at that point. It's very similar, yeah, because it didn't have a mask on, right? Did you know the Nintendo joke that Alexa tells? It's like, oh, Alexa, stop. It's, what does Nintendo look for when it enters a room? It looks for the Switch. I hear a present. Where is it? Bring it on, heavy with the dad jokes. That's the joke that the AI told me. More ours. I gotta get this. They're all gone. Maverick got quiet all of a sudden. You know how you get Maverick to show up in chat? You just type BTS 3 times. Maverick really likes BTS. How many psychiatrists? I'm not sure. You have to analyze it first, probably, right? Oh, there's something running around there, is it? Keep thinking it's a spider, but it's not. The one with the light bulb has to want change. Oh, okay. I think I have seen that one before. Denise, thank you for liking. And then lots of stars, eh? Look at them all. I was thinking about putting satellite dish here. Spaceship there, I mean. E.T.'s going home. Cheech and Chong, stop. Cheech and Chong joke. Dave's not here, man. Oh, it's Dave. Dave's not here. Oh, man, it's me, Dave. Open the door. The cops are coming. Dave's not here, man. Hey, Maverick. Shoot the moon. Use the radio. Yeah, Maverick here, it's in chat. He won't watch a movie that's over 3 years old, pretty much. Unless you really convince him. Because he thinks old movies are garbage. Where should I put the pile of cash? I'll put it right here. I think that's your opinion, man. I think that there's value in movies, even old ones way before my time. As part of my degree, I actually had to do studies for that. Yeah, the dude. I think I did convince Maverick to watch that one. I don't know if he liked it though. I don't know if I like the... I guess it's okay, but... I'll run with it for a bit, I guess. No! They're all gonna laugh at you! Put the Zen cushion back into storage here. Drop these iron bars too, so there's space. No! They're all gonna laugh at you! No! Okay, one movie I like that nobody else likes, I guess, Super Mario Brothers live action. You know, I don't really remember that movie that well, but I know it has a really terrible Rotten Tomato score. Are you excited about the Chris Pratt version? Coming up, Chris Pratt's gonna star as Mario. Man, I'm gonna have a lot of stars on the beach tomorrow. Really? You never heard about it? There's like a huge controversy because people are not happy with him being cast in that role. And he's not doing the Mario voice either. He's using his regular voice or something. I haven't heard his voice. I think there is versions of his voice doing it. The Mario voice. He's gonna do, but... I guess you'll have something to compare it to, because you're one of the few that have seen the original Marios. Good day, eh? Feel like our day is just getting started. I wonder if you give them like walls and floors if they actually use them. Never thought of using that. Don't really have anything to give her though. You're the one up there fighting polar bears in the loop in the tundra, and I'm out of the loop. You know what I saw in the interior? There's a... It's not a zoo, but it's kind of like a more of a wildlife zoo. So, you know, like, it's just like, usually they rehabilitate animals, or they, you know, the ones that can't be reintroduced to the wild. Anyway, there's this place I went to, that, you know, you can go look at the animals there. And they have a spirit bear there. They're very uncommon. It's something like in, you know, you find only in certain places. Like, I think they're in Northwest BC or something like that. But it's pretty cool. It's a brown bear that's actually white. So if you ever want to look up on Google spirit bear, you'll see what I'm talking about. But yeah, you get to... That place had a spirit bear there. I think it's still there. They got like 3 or 4 bears. The other bears are just like normal bears though. But I guess, you know, they found it as a cub or something like that. You know, once they're oriented towards people, they can't be really reintroduced. So some of those ones are there permanently. Marcos, thank you for liking, much appreciated. You know, when this character is on the island, there's usually supposed to be lots of stars. Shooting stars. Excuse me. Man, can't even get a drink without push the button 5 times. And tomorrow there's gonna be so many stars. Oh, do you want to go to my house? Yes. Yes, you can go to my house and play high card, low card, and talk about my stuff. You and your fellow Americans picture Canadians as in hockey playing, syrup chugging country folk holding an axe as they drive sleds with caribou. I have some pictures of some deer on my Instagram the other day. I mean, you know, like the cities here are probably the same, I imagine, as you're used to in the, you know, in the States. I mean, you know, if you go to Vancouver, it's a big city, or Toronto, it's a big city. You know, I don't know. There's lots of people that like hockey, but they're up. Oh, she didn't even fool around, eh? There's not a lot of sled drivings with caribous, though. You don't actually see a lot of caribou around here, though. I think I've seen some point, but most of the time I see white-tailed deer. I'm in kind of a city, like I'm in a fairly, not huge compared to American standards, but I'm in a populated city, and so I mean there's not a ton of necessarily bears. You know, if you're living on the outskirts more, you might see that, but there has been, like at my workplace, I take pictures of, you know, if I look out the window and I see a deer and stuff, so there's lots of deer that wander through the city, but there's not like I don't live in a major city, so you do see deer you know, enough coming through where I am, because there's like a huge wilderness park near where I live and work, and then there is bears occasionally, but not very often. You know, like in one of my old places I lived in, there was a bear in my yard raiding the tree. And at work, one weekend, somebody was talking about, you know, a bear was wandering through. But they try to keep the bears out of the city, you know. Outskirts just means like, you know, the edge of town kind of thing, right? You know, because there's you know, less people, right? So yeah, you know, you run into wolves and stuff like that, coyotes. Sometimes if you're on the edge of town, right? Like, you know, I know people that live in kind of the outskirts of my city, and they've lost a cat kind of thing once in a while to coyotes. Yeah, I recall that rural country setting. But, you know, you don't run into a lot of like the wildlife right in you know, where all the people are, right? But you do sometimes see deer. Lots of deer wander through. Can you pet a bear? No. Probably don't want to try that. You don't even want to try petting a deer. You know, like if you get like a male deer that's in rutting season, you know, with the horns, if you go near that thing, it could actually gore you and kill you. It's called goring, is where they stab you with their horn. You could pet a bear once. Yeah, you might be able to pet it once, and then it'll attack you. I mean, I'm sure there's circus bears or something like that where you can do it somewhere, but you know, not a wild bear. You don't want to go near them. You don't want to feed them. You don't want to go near them because you know, the bear that was in my yard, when it left, it went out at a pretty fast pace, like faster than you can run, and it went over a 6-foot fence like it wasn't there. Didn't damage the fence whatsoever. It just cleared right out and you know, was gone, like just like that. You know, they can move, you know. And then, you know, the wild cats and stuff like that, you don't even see them coming sometimes. And you feed the bear and make friends. Some people try that, but it's not good to do it, because what happens is then it endangers other people. You know, if you start feeding the bear and it starts becoming dependent on humans for food, then, you know, it'll come in and it'll break into people's houses and garbage cans, and you know, they'll actually they will break into your house or camper and stuff like that, and they'll potentially kill somebody. So it's not something you want to do. You know, if you see a bear, you don't want to mess with it, you know, unless you work at a zoo or something like that, and then you have the proper training maybe. When I was younger, my first time it was with a cub. Worst thing I later found out. Make everyone disappear like in Thanos. But yeah, it's dangerous to mess with wild animals, Maverick. You don't want to. Even the ones that you think are okay. Like there's a video that I saw where somebody was thinking that a wild boar was friendly, and at the end of the video they regretted it because that thing looked like it was coming up being friendly, and then it attacked him. So, and that's a wild boar, which is like a wild pig, right? You know, it's still a wild animal. You don't want to mess with it. You want to try to feed a bear? Well, don't do it. If you ever come visit Canada, don't do it. Because it'll make it dangerous for the bear and people. Because once that bear starts getting friendly with people, they shoot it. And it's a dead bear. And if you were the one feeding it, causing it to become friendly with people, then it's your fault that bear died. I spent a lot of time in Brownville, Texas. You do not want to go up against those javelinas. I'm not sure what a javelina is. We should change the music. We've had that music playing for a day. Let's see. Here's Maverick's favorite, bubblegum. What? Be kind to animals? Well, they have to. It's dangerous to people. You know, you don't want, you know, that, you know, if you feed the bear, here's your choice. It kills somebody's kid, or, you know, it kills, you know, somebody, right? And, or, you know, it gets killed. Is the choice, basically, right? And they don't want, you know, it to kill a bunch of people. Oh, it's javelina. Oh, okay. Yeah, that video is actually kind of humorous in some ways, but that guy probably got hurt pretty bad. But it was like, you know, it was just coming up. Oh, I was talking to this boar, and then the boar's like, you know, talking to it like it's a, you know, friendly pet, and that thing was not nice. Your choice is to protect the wildlife animals too. Well, I mean, that's why you don't feed them. So you're protecting them by not feeding them. You know, enough of them get killed by getting hit by cars and crap, you know, on the highways. You know, a lot of wildlife. So you don't need to add to it by feeding it or trying to be friendly with it. That's actually kind of an issue in Canada. You know, a lot of tourists come through and they try to feed them and then they get killed. So, you know, and then the other problem what happens with tourists is, you know, like there's places like where there's like waterfalls and stuff, and then they go on the very edge to take a picture and then they fall in and die. They might die without food. They won't die without food. They're wild animals. They know how to get food. I mean, they probably kill other wildlife sometimes, but a lot of bears eat a lot of fruit and stuff like that, fruit and vegetables. Or, you know, whatever they can find, you know, forage basically, berries, that kind of stuff. But they can attack humans too. Needs a Fire Devil poster. You can get Fire Devil posters potentially if you make it yourself. You know, you gotta design it though. You got Animal Crossing, so you could go into your designer. Oops. What did I just change to? Crap. Oh, that's to make things sparkly. If you went into this thing, you could make your own Fire Devil poster on yours and then publish it. And then I could potentially have a Fire Devil poster. You miss Halo? You mean Halo, not Halo? Yeah, we were talking to Chris before. You know, he knows what I'm talking about. You don't go near the animals. You love animals, but we have this thing called overpopulation. While wild pigs are not indigenous, they are invasive species, deer and other things. When we get too many, they spread disease. Yeah, that's what the hunting license is too, right? You get the hunting licenses to help with that sort of thing. You love to feed them? Well, you can feed the bear by trying to pet it. And then it would, you know, eat you. So, a good day in Thunder Bay. Maverick here wants to feed bears, man. Can you pick a more fierce animal to mess with too? You know, like, what's the most dangerous animal in your area, Maverick, that you won't go near? Is there anything like that there? Yeah, if you get between a cub and a mama bear too, you're in trouble too. They don't fool around. That's very, very poetic there. Good day in Thunder Bay. Very rhymey. Yeah. That's what I was saying, is this thing where that spirit bear was. It's not a zoo. It's like a wildlife thing called a wildlife park. So it's a little different. I mean, they're in cages, obviously, like, you know, however much space they need kind of thing. You know, the bears have a fair amount of space. There's wolves there. There's other animals. But basically, they're natural there. So, you know, so if a conservation officer, you know, finds an abandoned bear cub, or, you know, where the mother got shot by poachers or whatever, then they'll call on a wildlife park to take the animal. And their number one goal is to rehabilitate the animal. Say if it's an injury or something like that, you know, they'll try to rehabilitate it without contact. And then they'll basically release it back into the wild if they can. For some of them, they can't release it back into the wild, and they're there for good. But you know, like that spirit bear can't go back. You know, it wouldn't know how to hunt properly, kind of thing. So that's the kind of idea of the wildlife park. It's not like a zoo, you know, where they capture, you know, a giraffe and it's in like Calgary, you know, where it's cold in the winter. You know, like, because that's kind of unnatural for when you think about it. I don't know what that is. Adita rod? I don't know what that is. You have a good amount of moose here and sometimes bears. Is it brown bears there? In Maverick also there's like a few different kinds of bears. Some are like way more worse that have to deal with too than others, but you know, you don't want to mess with any of them basically. But yeah, that spirit bear, if you guys ever want, look it up on Google. Spirit bear, they're really, really nice looking bears. They're really cool. Yeah, we don't have any pandas around here. No pandas in this area. But that wildlife park, what did it have there? It had the wolves. I got to watch them feed the wolves. They give a bunch of dead chicks to it, which is kind of gross, but you know, I mean, that's what they eat. They have a bunch of, you know, they give them the wolves a lot of meat and stuff like that. And then they kind of explain the pack, how the pack works. You know, there's the alpha, and then there's like the one that's lowest on the chain. They always have their tails between their legs and, you know, stuff like that. They kind of explain that and stuff. You've seen Balto. They had to run that polio vaccine to Alaska. No, I haven't been up there. I've mostly been in BC. I've been to Alberta and Saskatchewan. I haven't actually been to Eastern Canada. You know, sometime I'd like to go. But it's expensive. It's very expensive. It's cheaper for me to go to Vegas and back than it is for me to fly across Canada. When you run a team of dogs, it's pretty much the same pack mentality. Now, I imagine there's a lot of similarities. You'd like to visit Canada? Well, you'll have to do more than one trip, though. Canada's a big place, so... You know, Western Canada is different than Eastern Canada, too. You know, you could probably do 3 or 4 trips, because I'm sure the Maritimes is a different experience from, you know, Ontario, and Quebec has its own uniqueness. British Columbia is different. Alberta... Well, Alberta's not that much different. Saskatchewan's similar to Alberta. But Saskatchewan's very flat, and you could see for a long distance. It's all farming and stuff. I'm in British Columbia, so it's very mountainy. We got the Rocky Mountains here. Alberta has some of the Rocky Mountains too. And then when you get to the coast there's Vancouver and Victoria. Victoria's really nice. You got like this nice garden place that you can go to, and you know, where they just have all sorts of gardens, like rose gardens and different things. Pictures of. Yeah, it's a very nice country. If you look at my Instagram, there's a lot of pictures and videos I've taken of different areas around Alberta and BC. There's some more I want to take in the summer, but depends if when I go some places. You like to go hiking? There you go. You go to Vancouver, you go up to Grouse Mountain or whatever it's called. you like skiing, there's lots of skiing in Canada. It snows a lot in Canada, yeah. In British Columbia, I mean, we'll still get some, where I am, it's kind of deserty, so we'll get some big dumps, you know, a few big dumps usually. And then it's kind of lighter because it's a little bit warmer climate. You know, like our spring is about a month ahead of Alberta's usually. And then in in Vancouver, it's on the coast there, they basically get rain all year. So, a little different there. Why do I stay away from the cities? I'm in a city. I'm not in a city the size of Vancouver, but I'm in a city. Like the three biggest cities I think are Toronto, Vancouver, and that. Alexa, what's the population of Vancouver area? The Greater Vancouver is 2.6 million people. Which is probably small. I mean, compared. Alexa, what's the largest city in the Philippines? So Santa Cruz, it says, is 3.3 million people. Is that right? That's a place in the Philippines. Have I ever been to the USA? Mostly just like either flying over or, you know, I've been to Seattle a few times. Like, you don't know the cities in your own country? Yeah, mostly Seattle. I've been to Montana, Seattle, and that for the cities mostly. So, you know, pretty close to home here. I'll go to Texas sometime. You don't roam around? Did you go to school? Like, do they not learn like capitals or anything like that? What's the capital of the Philippines? Like, I'm sure Victoria could tell me the capital of the U.S. Putting you on the spot there, Victoria. You're from Texas. I'm gonna probably visit Texas someday, because I know somebody in Texas. I put you on the spot. Hopefully Victoria knows the capital. You're bored at school. Alexa, what is the capital of the Philippines? Manila is the capital of the Philippines. Now everybody knows. You're in California. California. You know, the thing when Maverick was wanted to become a Canadian is they ask you some hard questions that you got to study for that half the Canadians probably can't even answer. You're in Manila and you didn't know any city names. How do you not know the city name you're in? Like that everywhere. Brandon doesn't know because he does a lot of drugs. Well, that makes sense. Are you saying you're not familiar with the capital? But Manila's the capital. Getting all the stars here while we chat. Come on. Apparently Maverick does too. He doesn't even know what city he's in. How do you not know if you live in the capital city, how do you not know it's the capital? What's the capital of BC? It's Victoria. That's a tricky one for a lot of people too, because they assume it's Vancouver. Same with the capital of Canada is Ottawa, which a lot of people assume is Toronto. And the capital of Alberta is Edmonton. Calgary is a bigger city in Alberta, but it's not the capital. But they kind of trick you because Vancouver is actually bigger than Victoria. Calgary is bigger than Edmonton, and Toronto is bigger than Ottawa. Although I am weaker on some of the things like, what's the capital of, Nova Scotia and stuff like that. I'm not going to tell you where I live. I live in BC, but you got a city named after you. There you go, eh? But I am on the interior of BC, so that would eliminate Victoria. Victoria's on an island on the coast of BC. There's a Brandon City in New York. I'm sure there's a Maverick City somewhere too. There's a political party named Maverick in Canada. They're separatists. They're actually involved with that stupid convoy that's going on too. No, I'm not in Victoria. But I'm not going to play the guessing game of which city I'm in though. Because it's actually, when you're a streamer, there's some things that you gotta kind of keep a little more vague on. Because, I'm publicly broadcasting. Technically, right now it's only a few people watching, but over the life of this video, it will get seen by hundreds of people. Why is it? It's just a city? Because my city is not necessarily that big. Victoria is a rare name, though, for a lot of cities. There's one in Texas. Yeah, but Manila's a huge city. It's 3 million people. You know what it's named after? Probably Victoria is the Queen. Most likely, I would assume. I'm not 100% sure, but I would assume that the city is named after the Queen. Alexa, what is the city of Victoria named after? Oh, Alexa, stop. I think she's answering something else. When I say Manila, it makes you giggle. You can't divulge everything you got. These crazy people harassing you. Yeah. Here's the thing. There's a lot of crazies on the internet. I mean, ultimately, you know, somebody thinks it's funny to, you know, do something, you know, that might cause a problem, you know? So, you know, they kind of, there's some streamers that, you know, they get harassed and they get people like showing up at their door, and, you know, there's people that, you know, do all sorts of things that they think is funny, and it's not really funny, and they can get them hurt. So it's like, you gotta be careful. But you know how it is. You know, you just gotta be careful what, you know, as best you can, because I mean, ultimately, you know, information does get out, but it's, what can you do? You know, you just try your best to kind of keep things a little bit cloudy so that, you know, it doesn't make it easy necessarily. I'm sure there's ways to figure out what city I'm in easy enough. There we go, get another star. But anyway, guys, I gotta work tomorrow. So, let's review the poll. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out and chatting and sharing the stream. And, you know, anything you did, if you liked, that helped a lot. Anybody who is watching or watched in the future or is going to watch in the future, because, you know, the videos live on for a bit. And for whatever role you played, go and check out my YouTube. Link is in the video description. If you haven't followed yet, please do so. That would be great if you did that. It helps following here as well as on YouTube. And other social medias are on there too. How do you like your music? It was a clear-cut winner. Streaming services cleaned up. The vote just changed. 57% was the leading vote. 14% for each of the rest of them. Digital, old school, and stolen. That's interesting. So somebody must have just voted that last second, even things up there, because I think it was slightly different percentages when I started reading them. You got my badge. Nice. Top fan. Use iTunes. Oh, you changed it. That's why, because it was higher and then it kind of evened it out. But yeah, that's the result. I'm going to paste that into my thing so that I can remember the result. And then if I ever check that one again, I can see if it's different. So where is it? Poll results. Paste. And there we go. But yeah, thank you, everybody. And have yourselves a great night. But do Canadians really say about? Is it a boot? I sometimes will say it on purpose, but generally I do say about. But there are parts of Canada where they definitely say it more like a boot. So there are Canadians that do say that. You know, there's different lingos, you know, like any country. So you might hear it a little bit more down east. but I do say it sometimes on purpose, like a boot. But it's my natural way of saying it is different. It is about, but there is really, I mean, like there is Canadians that say it. Why a boot? Why a boot? And just a dialect, you know. You know, if you go to Newfoundland, you can't even understand them. So, you know, their accents are hugely heavy, and it's very difficult to understand a true Newfoundland accent. If you go to Quebec, you know, and they're talking in English, they have a French accent, you know, and different areas just talk a little differently. But it's just like, you know, if you go to the States, you know, there's people that talk, you know, similarly to us up north, and then there's, you know, your southern drawl down in the States, down in the Texas areas and stuff, southern U.S. But anyway, have a good night. Thanks for being here.